Hi, I'm Matthew and I'm a solicitor in the cost team at Clarion Solicitors. I'm just going to give a quick overview of Part 36, some of the do's and don'ts, and a quick few reminders, particularly that might be relevant whilst we're still in the lockdown process, people still aren't in the office. So the first thing to be aware of is when you're making a Part 36, there are two different regimes. There's pre-issue and post-issue Part 36, where the case is settled pre-issue by Part 36. There is no deemed order for costs, so you would need to issue proceedings under Part 8 in order to obtain an order that costs be assessed. Where the case has been settled post-issue, even if the offer was made pre-issue, if it's accepted after the issue of proceedings, there's an automatic order for costs, it's a deemed order. A few important things to note about Part 36, of course, they have to be in writing. They're deemed to include interest, so generally you can't exclude interest if there's an entitlement to interest. The Part 36 offer needs to include that interest as well. The Part 36 offer itself shouldn't include any provision as to costs. One way that you can deal with this is if you want to send a Part 36 offer but make some kind of special offer in relation to costs, you send your Part 36 and then send a second letter which says, if the Part 36 offer is accepted, we will do X, Y and Z in relation to costs. This is what we'll accept or this is what we'll offer. As long as those two offers are separate and they can be accepted independently, that's one way of getting around that provision to enable you to deal with things all at the same time. Where a case is settled under Part 3620 in relation to fixed costs, the appropriate route, if there's any dispute about what's payable, is for the receiving party or the paying party to make an application to court. This can get a little bit complicated and expensive, but it's important to note that these applications can be bound by the fixed cost rules themselves and the amount of costs you can recover are limited. What works in the receiving party, the claimant's favour, is that there's recent authority that states that the paying party, the defendant, isn't entitled to argue there was some impropriety or it should have been pre-issue costs. The rules are very clear. If a fixed cost case settles by Part 36, the costs to which the claimants are entitled are those at the point at which the notice of acceptance was filed. From a paying party, from a defendant's standpoint, if they do want to raise a dispute in relation to what costs are payable, whether there was some unreasonable behaviour, which should mean that the costs are limited, you shouldn't then make a Part 36 offer. You should make an offer by Calder Bank. I hope that's been useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.